In this video, I would like to talk about the use of surveys in evaluation, and then about a specific type of survey that we use in some evaluations, which is the satisfaction survey. But let's start with evaluation in general, or when deciding to use a survey to evaluate a program, you have to be first very clear about what the evaluation measures are. And before you even go into the measures, you have to learn about what is the purpose of the evaluation. In general terms, evaluation can be a process evaluation, which evaluates if the program is being implemented as planned, or it can be an outcome evaluation, where the research question is the program achieving its planned objectives or its planned outcomes? That decision will guide the research question, which of course in turn will guide whether you have or can use a survey in your evaluation. Evaluation measures, both for process or outcome evaluations, should come from the program proposal. It helps that you look at your plan, your program plan, to find out what the measures would be and whether they can be measured with a survey. In outcome evaluations, the measure need to capture the extent to which the program is achieving its goals. And sometimes that is it's not possible to measure those or to get to those measures with surveys. So surveys are not very common in outcome evaluations, at least not to measure the main evaluation measures. Sometimes they are used as supporting information, but they are rarely used as the main evaluation measure for outcomes. So they're usually used in process evaluation, where you want to find out about how programs participants think about the program, their opinions about the program, and whether it's being implemented uh, correctly. You may also want to survey program personnel to find out their opinions about the program, whether they feel the program is being implemented to its full potential. So surveys are more common in process evaluations, where the goal is to find out how the program implementation is taking place and make some corrections if possible. This is important because if the goal is to make the program more effective, then those evaluation measures have to be very, very specific. And that means that if you're going to use surveys, the questions that are in those on those surveys or the items in the survey questionnaires, they have to be very relevant, and they should involve only salient program characteristics that are important to the evaluation, right? Also, you want to consider the use of the categories don't know or it doesn't apply. You don't want to include them in all the questions because you want the opinion of participants who have experienced the program or have consumed the product. So you don't want to give them an easy way out with adding a don't know or it doesn't apply if they have. When designing items for evaluations, think about how the survey or how the survey question can be used to get to those measures, right? Usually the items, they have to be very specific and have to be directly related to the object of the evaluation. And sometimes that is not that simple. And any terms that you use in your survey questions should be unambiguous. They should be as objective as possible and not have ambiguity in them. Now, with that being said, let's talk about satisfaction surveys because this is probably the most common tool used in evaluations, in process evaluations. They're usually done to supplement an evaluation, right? But rarely used as the main evaluation measures. But they're very common. Whenever you go to any event, you'll probably get a survey there. Whenever you attend or you go even to a store, they will give you coupons or offer you to enter a raffle or something if you fill a questionnaire. These are all satisfaction surveys. They are very, very common, and most of them are not very well done. So, talking about satisfaction surveys, remember that the purpose of the satisfaction survey is to know if the program is being implemented as it should. So the goal there is to learn from participants' experience. But what is it that we want to learn from them? What we want to learn from them are things that are specific to the program or the service or the product that is being delivered to them. So the questions have to be specific and unambiguous. So, for example, when evaluating a service or product, ask questions about the attributes of the product rather than general questions about how happy or how satisfied people are with a service, because these are ambiguous measures. Let me give you this example. Let's say we want to know about your satisfaction with the class. Well, if I ask you, how satisfied are you with the class? And you can answer very satisfied, unsatisfied, satisfied, or very satisfied. Well, you've probably seen this item before. And you know that that item is pretty useless because it doesn't help you learn anything about what is going right and what is going wrong with the class. It's kind of like a wasted item. Satisfaction is very subjective. It's ambiguous. It means different things to different people. Students may be not learning anything in the class, but still be satisfied with it because they're having fun. So satisfaction is not really a good measure of how things are going if you ask it like that. Instead of asking for instead of using an ambiguous term like satisfaction, consider asking objective questions about the attributes of the service that you're evaluating. Going back to our example, instead of asking how satisfied are you with the class, I should ask questions that are specific about attributes of what constitutes a good class. For example, I could ask, are the videos clear? Are the exams fair? Is the instructor prepared? Do you feel like you're learning new skills? Did the assignments prepare you for the exam? Those are the things that will help you learn, or would help me as an instructor to learn about what is going well and what is not going well. Those are specific. You can answer them because you have been experiencing them, rather than an all encompassing measure of satisfaction, which it's useless. Now that doesn't mean that you cannot ask general questions, right? You can ask even some open-ended items that can be useful when you ask participants or clients about their opinion about something, and you leave them an open response. You can learn a lot from them. Or a comment box after a closed-ended question can be useful as well to learn from how participants feel about a particular specific issue. Even if they are open-ended, the item still should be unambiguous and should be specific, and should ask about salient attributes of the service. General items in satisfaction surveys, or questions in satisfaction surveys, should not have the word satisfied in them. If you find yourself writing many items with the word satisfied in them, that means that that item, you are writing ambiguous items and they're not going to be that useful. So avoid other ambiguous terms like good or quality or happy or useful. And you have seen these terms in satisfaction surveys, but they are ambiguous. They can mean anything to, they can mean many things to different people. So you don't learn a lot from those items. You may learn some general trend, but you can't do anything to make the service or the product better with ambiguous items. Now, you can add one of those at the end as a general measure of how they're feeling. Like, for example, would you recommend this product to a family member or a friend? That can gauge consumers or participants' overall opinion. It's not going to be very useful, but you can add it in there once. The rest of the questions should be about experience with the product that you want participants to have. If they're getting the experience that the program intended, then it's going well. If they're not getting that experience, it's probably not going well. So be specific and use unambiguous terms. Satisfaction surveys, don't ask if people are satisfied. Ask them specific questions. And this is a big, satisfaction surveys are all over, like we mentioned at the beginning of this video. So there are lots of examples there. And most examples are not very good. Because satisfaction surveys in the world of evaluation are not very useful in general terms. You want to know if people are satisfied by asking specific questions about experiences, not general feelings. Otherwise, you're not learning much. That's all I have about this topic. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.